Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome, digital entrepreneurs. Today is all about demystifying sales tax for online businesses. Navigating the complexities of sales tax can be exhausting, especially with different regulations across states and countries. Let's break it on down and simplify this crucial aspect of your business. But before we get into this lovely topic, let me introduce myself. So, my name is Shane Harris, and around here on these social media streets, I'm also referred to as Shane the Negotiator. And I help coaches, consultants, and service providers who are overwhelmed and lack guidance to achieve true financial freedom. And I do that by providing expert tax and coaching services. So today we're going to talk about navigating sales tax complexities for digital products and services. So let's get on into the topic. So the basics of sales tax for online businesses. So sales tax is a consumption tax imposed by the government on sales of goods and services. For online businesses, the key question is which and where, but the jurisdiction requires you to collect sales tax. It depends on your and your customer's location and the concept of do you have a nexus or not. So understanding what a nexus is. A nexus is a legal term that defines if your business has a significant presence in a state or a region, thereby requiring you to comply with its sales tax laws. This could be a physical presence, like an office, or an economic presence, like certain levels of sales within that area. So you can have employees living there, or you're operating your business in that state. This would require you to have a nexus. So navigating different sales laws. So each state in the US has its own sales tax laws and regulations and rates, and they can vary dramatically. So some states require you to collect sales tax if you have a certain number of transactions or revenue for the customers in that state. This is where it gets a little bit tricky for online businesses that sell nationwide or even on a global scale. So some tools and resources for compliance. So thankfully, there's tools to help. Sales tax softwares like Avalara or TaxJar. TaxJar is one of my personal favorites and can automatically calculate the correct tax rate based on you and your customer's location. So they can assist with filing and remitting the sales tax to the appropriate jurisdiction. So let's look at an example of what it looks like. So I'm going to go and pull up TaxJar so that we can kind of go through this together so you can see what it is, what it looks like if you're not familiar with it. So let me go to share my screen, and we're going to go to the TaxJar. Share. Okay, so here is the TaxJar, and let me drop the link for this site. It's actually called taxjar.com/resources with an S on the end /sales tax /state, states with an S. So let me go ahead and let me add another banner in here so that I can drop that in case you guys want to go ahead and save. Oh, create a banner. I messed it up. Let me do that again. Give me 1 second. Add banner. All right, so here it is. It's going across the screen right now so that you guys can see the website. And if you want to go ahead and put that in and follow along. So here it is. This is the site for TaxJar. So this one here, I actually went to the one that shows the states. I'm just going to go back and I put in TaxJar in Google, and the TaxJar website come up. So if you click on these different links, different things come up. So I clicked on the one that says sales tax calculator. No, I clicked on sales tax by states because I wanted to show you how you can get a brief overview by the states without having to actually put in all these zip codes to see what the sales tax rate are in these particular states. So if you click on that one, and if you see, if I put it over here, Washington State, it says the sales tax rate is 6.5%. We're going to go to Texas. Texas says 6.25%. We're going to go to Georgia. That's where I am, 4%. And New York is one of the states that I work with quite often. That's also 4%. We have Virginia, 5.3%. What state y'all want me to check? California, 7.25%. California is up there with sales tax. Woo-wee! Colorado is very low, 2.9%, and so forth. Let's check one more. Florida got a 6% in Florida. Hope you guys can see that I'm down there on the bottom, 6%. So this is a brief overview of what it looks like. You can go and check on that. So if you wanted to actually go into the state, so we're going to go to Pennsylvania. We're going to choose PA because I do use that state quite often for some of my clients, and none of my clients have this state. So my e-commerce clients, I recommend use TaxJar. Now there's the other one that I mentioned, but I'm not familiar with that particular site. I do know TaxJar well, and a lot of my clients, they are using, a lot of my e-commerce clients, they are using TaxJar. So for Pennsylvania, the sales tax guide for, this is the sales tax guide for businesses. So there's this 6% across the entire state. There's an economic sales threshold of $100,000. So when you have to pay sales tax, some states you have to meet the threshold, and before you have to start paying that sales tax. So your sales have to meet 100K for this particular state, Pennsylvania, before you start having to worry about that 6% for Nexus purposes. Other states have a threshold amount, and it'll say what it is. So not a threshold, I'm sorry, a transaction threshold, which it'll have that amount listed there. So for this particular state, it just have the sales threshold, but it does not have a transaction threshold. So let's go back and pull up another state. So let's go to New York. New York normally have a whole lot of different sales tax for everything. So New York, the statewide is 4%, and then the economic sales threshold is 500K. So everything underneath that, you easy peasy. Anything 500K and over, this is where you have to worry about that. So the transaction threshold is 100 transactions. It must be both. So you have to have both 100 transactions, and you have to have 500K in revenue or more for this to apply, the Nexus. So some states, it has one or the other. Some states have both. For New York, like I thought, New York has both. Let's look at Georgia. So Georgia, let's click on Georgia. See, Georgia is one or the other. So it's not both. Georgia is 4%. The threshold is 100K, which is a lot lower than New York. New York is 500. Georgia is 100K in sales or revenue. And then the threshold is 200K. So it's one or the other for this particular state. If you want to know, and it has it for statewide. So you don't have to worry about zip code, because this is the entire state. Because, you know, Georgia, New York, and many other states have different counties and regions within that state. So you may have to put in a zip code. Not with TaxJar. This is the entire state. So you don't have to worry about putting in addresses and zip codes and all of that good stuff. Okay. So let's go back to the Google Sales Tax Calculator. You can click on this. And if you don't go to the actual calendar of itself, you can go to the calculator and you can put in an address, and then it'll pop up with the rate. So I'm actually going to put in my business locations zip code 30318, and then the rate pulls up. So it's a fast way. If you have the zip code, you can pop in the zip code, or you can go to the chart that I shared that has the states present, and then you can find that. So the calculator is taxjar.com/sales tax-calculator. That is the site. So let's go and look at the pricing for TaxJar real quick so you guys can see. So here you can try it for free. I'm not sure how long the free trial. They already have a 30-day start for 30 days free trial. So here it is. The starter is $19 a month, and then the professional is $99 a month. So definitely, if here is the thresholds to show you which one you should be under. So for $19 a month, it includes 200 orders per month, up to 3 data import integrations, and email support. Then for the $99 a month, it includes 200 orders per month, up to 10 total integrations, and archive of historical sales tax data. So this one might be better if you're doing a larger volume, if you're just now getting started out, then I would say go with the $19 a month, but definitely do the free trial to see how this works out. And they take care of all of the sales taxes for you. You don't have to go in there and do any manual inputs or nothing. Once you sign up and you go register for them, this is all taken care of. And this is not a promotional video for this particular company. They are not paying me to do this. I'm just sharing resources with you because this is what a lot of my clients are using and it works. It's better for you to go to TaxJar than to pay me to do this for you because I'm going to charge you a lot more than TaxJar. So that's why I'm referring you to TaxJar, because I don't want to have to deal with sales tax anyways. I don't want to have to deal with your sales tax. But if I do it for you, it's going to cost you a lot more. So TaxJar is definitely one of the places to go to. So let me go ahead and stop my screen because we are done with that. Okay, so let's move on. So I have a case study for you. So consider an online retailer based in Texas who sells to customers across the United States. So after surpassing the sales tax threshold in California, they had to start collecting and remitting sales taxes there. Using tax management tool helped them to automate this process and stay compliant without the extra overhead. So let's go pull up one more time. Let's go back to, let me go share my screen again. And let's go to California one last time. Share. So let's go back to that California, go to states, and let's go to Cali and see what their threshold was. So the threshold is the 7.2%, 7.25% is the tax rate, and the threshold is 500K in revenue, and the transaction threshold, there is none. So you have many transactions as you need to have, but as long as once you meet this threshold, then you are in business. So I just wanted to show that. So let me stop screen again and go on back. Okay, so let's go back to what we're talking about. All right, so that's for the case study that I just did for the California. So I do, like I said, I do have my e-commerce clients. I have several of them, and they are in different states. I have e-commerce clients in New York. I have e-commerce in California, and I do have one in Georgia. So you're all over the place, and they have nexus. They're different revenue points. Some is in the lower six figures, some is in the higher six figures, and they do have nexus in these different states. So they have to remit those sales tax, and TaxJar does it for them automatically. So best practices for managing sales tax. So to manage your sales tax efficiently and effectively, you want to stay informed. Keep up to date with the changing laws in the state where you have that nexus. Record keeping. So we always going back to record keeping, maintaining thorough records of all transactions. So there's record keeping when it comes to running your business. There's record keeping everywhere, and you cannot get away from it. You have record keeping to manage your books. You have record keeping to manage your sales tax. There's record keeping when it comes to payroll. There's record keeping everywhere in your business. You cannot avoid it. So if you start these practices the right way from the beginning, you don't have any of these problems as you continue to scale and grow in your business. These foundations is already in place and you're just adding on to it. If you did not start in the beginning and you are in the middle or you're towards the end and it's all over the place and chaotic, it is okay. You can start someplace today. So make today be the day that you watch this video and you see this recording. If you watch the replay or you're on the live and you're seeing this and you're like, you know what? I don't have these things in order. Today is the day for you to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to drop my link. It's going to be scrolling across the screen for you to click on that and click on tax and accounting services and schedule an appointment to sit with me so that we can start putting these foundational things in place for you to get going in your business. Or if you want coaching, then you can click on the coaching appointment and schedule a consultation there, and we can go ahead and discuss the options that's available to you. You want to seek expert advice. So consult with a tax professional for complex scenarios, or if you're expanding your market. So this pretty much piggybacks off of what I just said. When you want to reach out, you can reach out to me. If you don't want to reach out to me, you just like listening to my content, that's okay. Reach out to somebody else so that you can get the help that you need in your business. So some key takeaways: managing sales tax is important part of running an online business. Understanding the nexus and leveraging the right tools can make this process a lot more manageable for you. So let's go and wrap this up. That's our overview of sales tax for online businesses. With the right approach, you can navigate these waters smoothly and keep your business on the right side of the tax law. So some teasers, we got to talk about some teasers for next week or coming up. We'll explore the international tax basics for digital nomads and globally operating businesses. So if your business is across the borders, you won't want to miss Global Tax Essentials, Understanding International Tax. So these are for my digital nomads. If you expat to another country, whatever it is, you want to be here when we have the next recording, the next live, the next video drops for this particular topic. So to close and wrap this on up, thank you for joining me. If you are enjoying these insights, please like and subscribe and share so that someone else can see this. The people on your timeline, the people in your market, they can see this, even if it may not be beneficial to you at this moment. Someone else out there will see it. It also helps the channel to grow by you sharing, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. So until next time, stay knowledgeable, stay compliant, and thrive in your online business ventures. And I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one.